How we doing? All right, we have to all get right up on top of me. I mean, if everybody just kind of, I'm gonna step back another step. All right, y'all good?
Yeah.
All right, good. Here we go.
The importance of the first practice is recall from spring, and what else?
Yeah, recall was really good. These guys, you could tell they worked hard all summer. They honed their craft. The guys knew what they were doing. The freshmen, the newcomers, actually knew what was going on and knew what we were installing. And so I think the guys did a nice job with it.
What's Brandon's level of understanding the offense and the playbook?
He looked pretty good today. I mean, he was able to execute everything we did today. So that's day one install. So I mean, he's prepared himself for that, and I'm sure he's prepared himself for the day 2, day 3, day 4. So we'll see as it goes, as he starts putting more in, how it's going to, how he'll react.
Did he meet your expectations in terms of
being
prepared for day 1?
Yeah, I thought he did a nice job with it today.
How long will the evaluation go with those? What do you think it anticipates?
Until somebody separates themselves. If they don't separate themselves, it'll go till the 5 minutes before the game, I guess. But if somebody separates themselves, it'll be at that point. So we just need somebody to go ahead and separate themselves and show that they want to lead this team and that the offense is better when they're on the field.
In terms of how they separate themselves, and what kind of criteria goes into that?
They show that the offense is better when they're on the field than when they're standing on the sideline.
In terms of not just understanding the concepts of what they have to do on the field, but leadership, where are Brandon and Nathan and the
I think all of those guys have. They knew that this is their opportunity to lead this team, and so all of them watched in the spring and then in the summer how they all made improvements in leadership and just in their presence and the way they carried themselves around the football team. So that was good, and for all of them.
What is Brandon like as a leader?
Oh, he's verbal. He's positive. He's upbeat. And that's one thing I'm going to say about all 4 of those guys that came in. They've really done a really good job of integrating themselves into this football team, and they are a part of this team.
With Brandon having starting experience in his past at LSU, how does that help these new guys that have never started before in the meeting rooms?
Well, they're all. I mean, it's in the meeting rooms. It's the same. They're all learning. They're all taking notes. They're all getting, coached. They're all taking every tip that Coach Heck can give them. And then the key is then taking it from the meeting room and then doing it out here on the field. And and you see, there's going to be mistakes. I mean, we know that from all 4 of them. And eventually, it's going to be the guy that runs the team the best.
When we saw you in July, the logistics were something you spent a lot of time talking about with being here in Keenan. How has this started for you?
Yeah, I thought it was good today. We still got some things to iron out. I mean, we had our coaches and managers and everybody. We had a walkthrough yesterday of the entire practice, and there's still just the space and where we need. We can adjust a few things going into the next practice. But I thought overall our guys reacted really well to it. And that's, not knowing where they were going. So I thought they did a nice job of it because we don't, we're not going to slow down. Our tempo's still going to be the same.
Is there anything you can't do out here that you could have done over there on normal practice fields?
No. I mean, it's just you're squeezed for space. So you have to really be conscious of where you are on the field and who's around you and what they're doing. Finishing drills sometimes makes it tough on the way we really want to finish them because you don't have the space to really do it.
With so many unknowns on offense, especially, will you be more hands-on as a coach?
Yeah, probably so. I'll probably be more involved offensively than I have in the last few years. And I mean, just because I want to be over there and see what's going on and be able to add my 2 cents when needed. I mean, it hadn't changed in the meeting rooms or in the meetings. I do the same thing every time. But, I'll lean a little bit more over there during camp.
What is Brandon Fritz's upside like this season?
Well, he's up to 250 pounds and he's carrying the weight really well. He's stronger. He's healthy. He wasn't healthy all last year and it affected the way he played. And he's healthy now. He's had a great summer, and I think he's prepared to really have a great year.
What can you say about the graduate transfers so far this year?
What do you want me to say?
Well, I don't exactly know what to say. What you want to say?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure about the question.
So I guess.
I'm happy they're here.
Right. So, I guess how are they meshing at least from this first practice?
I think they've really done a good job this summer of making sure they became a part of this football team. You know, and they're not mercenaries that just coming in here for a year and getting out of here. They're Tar Heels now. You know, no matter where they graduate, they're Tar Heels now. And they're part of this football team. And we talked about that when they got here, how important that was going to be, that they truly become a part of the team. And I think those guys have really worked hard this summer. And I think the team has done a great job of accepting them and bringing them in. And
On that note, Cam Dillard under center, or rather at center. So you've got a quarterback grad transfer and a center grad transfer. What's their communication like, and what is the level of experience that they have to do for that?
Well, obviously, any time you got experience, it helps. I mean, and both of those guys have played in big games, along with Stanton Truitt and with Khalil Rogers. All four of them have played in big games. So, you know, that part of it, they're not going to be real big-eyed about it and nervous about. You know, right now it's just making sure that they, you know, I mean, football the change is just terminology. I mean, it's still football. I mean, you know, if you're playing center, you got to snap the ball and you got to go block somebody, and so it's just the terminology of knowing what you're doing and communicating with the guys around you. So it's, I think the guys have done a really good job to this point. You know, we're in day one.
As for Cam, the position he plays, obviously he needs to be a leader. Is that coming along with him and the Lions? He kind of taken on that role and
yeah, he has, and
it?
it's been very natural for him. You know, and that's been a lot of help for Bentley Spain, because, you know, Bentley's the guy up there, and to have Cam already, you know, being vocal and being positive with the guys and guys respecting his work ethic and what he's done, I think that's you know, I think it's a big plus for us.
How was Prohl acclimated to the top role with everyone else leaving it too?
Who?
Prohl, Austin Prohl.
I mean, I don't know if he's acclimated fine. I don't know if he's saying in his mind, I'm the top returning receiver. I think he's out here competing today just like he was every single day last year, or, you know, he hadn't changed. I mean, he knows he's going to have more opportunities to catch balls now. So, you know, that always puts a little more pep in your step.
How's the defense responded to all the staff changes on that side of the ball so far?
I think I think it's been really good. I thought the transition was as smooth as it could possibly be, you know, because all of those guys already knew the terminology and knew the defense and knew what we were doing. So there was a little learning process for them. So I thought it was very smooth.
Is Daz Newsom the guy that can slide in there at that A-back spot?
Yeah, he's a guy that we recruited to be able to play both sides of the ball. And so right now we're working him in that spot, you know, so he can learn all of that. Depending on how much he can learn and how much he can take in, then we'll see what we'll do with him on the defensive side of the ball.
We saw him with the ones. How does a freshman who wasn't here this spring?
I mean, because there's really no ones. Where were the ones?
The first group that went.
Oh, was he the first group? I guess Coach Brewer put him in there. I don't know. Because we really don't have an established depth chart right now. So it's, you know, we're working two fields trying to get as many reps. And we got some guys that are going to this field, some guys going this field. Tomorrow, those guys will be on this field, and the other guys will be on the other field. So I'm sure he's got some kind of rotation that he's working.
Coach, in this first week, as you guys get reacclimated here, what are some of the biggest things you want to accomplish here in your first week back?
Well, first, we want to get everything installed. So in the first 5 days, we'll get about 98% of the offense, defense, and special teams installed in 5 days. We want that done. And probably, you know, the logistics of how we're practicing on this field and where everybody goes, we've got to, in 5 days, I'm hoping we'll be, you know, at that point, these guys will be relaxed and understand, and we can focus more on being the best that we can be in a drill and those kind of things instead of where do I go next. So there's some of that going on right now, just, you know, because of the unknown. So as soon as we can establish that rhythm, and I think it gives us a chance to be better.
How much of an inconvenience or distraction is that, having to go through that, just figure out where to practice and how to practice?
Well, it's not an inconvenience or a distraction. I mean, it's something that's my responsibility to get done, because the reward of what we'll have at the end of it will be well worth what we're doing right now.
How much growth do you expect from Andre Smith this year from last year?
Yeah, he got a lot of reps as a true freshman behind Schottmer, and, you know, last year he started. So, you know, we expect this year to be a huge breakout year for him. I mean, he's prepared. I mean, he's put himself, and he's in the best shape he's ever been in his life. He's bigger, he's faster, he's stronger, he can jump higher, he can run faster, all those things, and he's got experience. So he's that true Mike linebacker that can lead our defense.
What are some of the technical areas you think that he could really get down this year that he might not have had last year?
Probably more things in coverage than they would be in the box. I mean, he does a great job in the box, understanding where he is and where he fits in the run scheme. So it's just now accelerating that into the, you know, in the passing game. All right, that's plenty, isn't it?
You have a whole circle around it.